Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first ever U-Media Takeover cooking demonstration. I am your host, Lakeisha Seabrooks. So in the background, you hear my music. I love to play music while I'm cooking. If you don't recognize this, this is a little bit of Marvin Gaye. I am a old soul, and I love to listen to music, especially old music, while I cook. So just for now, I will pause Mr. Marvin Gaye and we will get started. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about what we're going to make. So I had a special request for some items to make. So today we're going to make some wonderful, beautiful spaghetti squash. So it is butternut squash. So I decided to spiral it before the demonstration because it takes a bit of time. So I use this handy dandy machine right here, Simply Chef. This is what I use to spiral my wonderful squash. So you can definitely get that on Amazon or Walmart or Target or somewhere like that if you want to do that. We also have some beautiful kale as well. And we have a wonderful, beautiful fillet of salmon. I don't know if you can see that, but some beautiful salmon that we have there. So before we get started, I am going to make sure we have some food safety here. So I'm going to wash my hands, and just so you know, everything here, all the food and everything has been washed prior to starting the demonstration, and our oven has been preheating as well because we want to make sure that this demonstration can be as short as possible, but you can also get as much information as possible. So let me start by washing my hands before we touch anything. All right. So, and for those that are wondering, I am actually in my home here in Winter Park, Florida, and I want to make sure I give a special shout out to Pretty and Strong. I'm always repping our brand. Tracy and I have decided to partner together to bring one powerful brand, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So right now, I'm going to have to move the camera so you can see more of what I'm doing here. So we have some of our ingredients for tonight. We have some minced garlic. Garlic's going to be the main ingredient for a lot of the dish tonight. We have some organic dill. I love dill. I picked this up from Publix today. We have some portobello mushrooms that we're going to use in our kale as well. Now, I typically don't use a lot of olive oil, but we do have a little bit of olive oil that we're going to use with our butternut squash. We also have some black peppercorn pepper that we're gonna, we have a little grinder for that. Mrs. Dash, can't go wrong with Mrs. Dash. I do not use a lot of salt and sodium in my food, so I like to substitute with Mrs. Dash. This is really good. So if you could see the all the ingredients here, you can see there is no sodium in it, there is no fat, there's nothing like that. So, and it tastes great. So you definitely want to make sure you get some of that and some olive oil cooking spray. I love to use this in a lot of my dishes as well to cut down on olive oil. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is work on our squash. Well, the reason why we're going to do this first is because it's going to take the longest to cook. Now, this stuff is really quick. Everything is really quick, but we want to make sure we get this in the oven as soon as possible. So what I do is I'm going to use my peppercorn grinder and just put a lot of that pepper in there. I love pepper a lot. So I'm just going to put that in there, and I'm going to put, now I love these little measuring spoons. I got them from, like, I don't know, Dollar General or something like that. Pretty inexpensive. So I'm putting 1 tablespoon of garlic. I told you guys I love garlic, so I will have a lot of garlic in my dish. So I'm going to put a little bit of that right on in there. Put that to the side. And lastly, we're going to have some olive. Hi, guys. Hi, Natrina. Natrina, you're the one that gave me this wonderful recipe tonight. And hey, Nancy, I know you guys, I know you love butternut squash, and I know you love zucchini as well. So I'll put a little bit on my hand right here, mix it up, and I just move it around, mix it around a little bit right here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I just mix it around a little bit, distribute that pepper, distribute a little bit of that oil as well around in there. As you see, I did not put a lot on there because like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of olive oil. Obviously it's a good fat. So if you are using it, it is really good fat. Hey, Tracy, you love garlic. Hey, Tracy. Tracy wasn't feeling so well. So everyone, make sure we tell Tracy we hope she feels better. She made sure to come on. And I'm so excited that she was able to make it. So again, as I said, guys, I like to wash my hands. Before I do that, we are going to put it on the pan. So I have my pans back here. I have the gold here, nonstick pans. We got them from Williams-Sonoma. Okay, so they were a gift. We are a very frugal couple on a budget. So it was definitely a gift. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on the pan. Okay, let's get a little bit of water on my hands in there. And we're gonna then transfer it over to our handy dandy pan. Okay, so you can see here, I'm just evening it out here. We're gonna put that in the sink, even it out on my pan. And you can see it's here. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh gosh, that looks so awesome. Yes. I'm loving it. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. So now we're going to put it in the oven. So typically I put that in the oven for about 15 minutes, but we do have a little bit more than usual. So we're going to see if we're going to probably put that at 20 minutes or so. And we're going to, in 10 minutes, check it and just make sure that's evenly cooking. You may have some particles that are getting more cooked than others, and then some that may turn out to be burnt. So in order to alleviate that, you want to make sure you're checking it. So I always have a timer when I'm cooking, no matter what I'm cooking, so that I can make sure that I am keeping track of time and what's going on with that. So while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and prep for our kale. Now I cook my salmon last, and there's a reason why. I do not like my salmon well done. Nancy, what do you, I never thought to bake. Oh, you pan fry. Yes, I always bake it, Nancy. I love it that way. It still can be crisp. It's very delicious as well, and it may take a little bit longer, but that's why I always have it on first, just so that we can make up for that time. So when we talk about the salmon, the reason why I do it last is because I like my salmon to be more flaky than well done, which means that it's going to cook in a shorter amount of time. There are some people that love that very well done salmon. I mean, it's really nothing wrong with that. It's just I do not prefer that. So I make mine last. All right, and what do we have here? Never baked it either. Yeah, so we have two people that have never baked it, that they normally put it on the stove, which is another option as well. So I do bake it as well. I've always baked it, and so delicious. The first time I made it was a few weeks ago, and I said, hey, I want to try this. I called Nancy, who's my best friend, and talked about it, and we made it. So now let's prepare for the kale. So I like to put mushrooms in my kale. I love that. It gives some extra flavor as well. So, oh, and these little knives, my fiance bought me knives because I like to cook, and I was using one of his, it looked like a combat knife. It looked like I could have cut someone with it and injured someone. It was not the type of knife for the kitchen. So he decided he's going to go out, went to Walmart and picked me up some knives, and I'm loving these new knives that I have here. So I just cut them up here. Now I want to also let you guys know I am meal prepping. So the reason why you see a lot of food is because this is meal prep. My fiance and I do not eat the same foods at all. No, we don't. He doesn't eat sides. He mostly eats bread and meat. And considering I don't eat a lot of carbs, I don't eat a lot of bread. And I eat the meat, but I don't put a lot of sodium on it, so we don't eat the same thing. So this is my meal prep for the next few days. And someone asked me before, how many days do I meal prep for? Now, personally, I like to do no more than 3 to 4 days. And the reason I say that is because after 3 days, I feel like the taste isn't really there as much. So that's why I do that. So we're not going to get ready to put our mushrooms on the stove. Now I use, again, this olive oil cooking spray. You can use olive oil, but please, please, please watch the amount that you use in there, because even though it is good fat, it is still oil and it is still fat. So I'm going to go over here to my stove over here, and I turn it on to 6. So our dials go up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I put it on 6 just to heat it up, and then I just spread it around the pan like such. And that's how I do that. I, again, do not like to use olive oil, but if you use olive oil, you just put it in there, let it heat up a little bit, and then put your ingredients in it. Now, we are back to, remember, my favorite thing. You guys know I love garlic. We're going to use garlic again. I also put garlic in my kale. It's something about garlic. First of all, garlic is good for you. It gives you a lot of flavors to your food, especially if you're someone like me who does not like a lot of sodium. It's right here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And by the way, I got this from Aldi's. I love Aldi's. I don't know if everyone has Aldi's in their city, but if you do, go there for yourself. I'll put the same amount as I did before, so it's heating up a little bit. And so I put the same amount. Again, I love garlic, so I put the same amount, 1 tablespoon into that. And then we're just gonna let that cook a little bit. Alrighty. So while we're doing that, do we have any questions? So I'm back on the camera here now. So while we're waiting for that, I wanted to kind of talk about some stuff. So throughout the cooking, while things are cooking, while things are marinating, we're going to have a little candid conversation. So what I want to talk about today is, how do you manage to eat healthy during the holidays? So for me, I went to the in-laws yesterday, and the food was, oh, we have Aldi's up north. Awesome, Tracy. Make sure you check it out. Get your quarter for that cart, because you're going to need it to get a cart. And so I was at the in-laws yesterday, and oh my gosh, food was so good. We had, and I hear my garlic going, so I know it's time to put my mushrooms in. But we had potato salad, potato salad. We had ham, and it wasn't honey baked ham. Super good. We had sweet potato souffle. We had corn. We had shrimp. God, we had so much stuff. Oh my gosh. And oh my goodness. And I'm telling you guys, I nibbled on all of it. I did, yeah. I know that I am working hard, but I have those free days. So what do you guys do? Do you stick to your meal plan? Do you stick to eating healthy during the holidays? What do you do? How do you continue to be healthy and stay fit? So go ahead and just let us know, share with everyone. I know some of you guys, Tracy, I know Yvette, you guys all eat very healthy. Do you guys do that during the holidays, or do you just say, you know what, I'm going to have a free day, I'm going to cheat, why not? So while you guys are putting your questions in there, or your answers and whatnot, I'm going to let you know I turned the temperature down just a little bit, and I'm just going to let my mushrooms and my garlic cook. Again, like I said, I did not put any oil in it. I just put my olive oil cooking spray into this, and I'm just going to let it cook a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to come back and check on it. So now we're going to get ready to prepare our wonderful salmon. Okay, before we do that, let's wash our hands again. And there's someone watching right now, Yvette, who is a germaphobe, and I know she's like, yeah, she's washing her hands a lot. So Yvette says it's hard because her family sees food as something they share. Exactly, yes. And if you don't, yes. I always bring at least 1 or 2 healthy dishes. So that's a really good idea, Yvette, is to actually contribute to it by bringing a healthy dish. But you're also right about not eating and feeling rejected if you don't eat. So I'm from the South. I'm from Valdosta, Georgia. So shout out to the 229. Tracy and I are both from there. And it is Southern culture. You don't go to someone's house and you don't eat. You participate in it. You indulge in it. And so, yeah, so maybe bringing something healthy could be an alternative as well. Tracy says she eat holiday food. A tip I use is taking the kids' plate. Wow, okay, yeah. So using the kids' plate is a really good idea so you can have smaller portions. That's kind of what I did. I used the big size plate yesterday, but I just had a little bit of it. So I had just like a little spoonful of it. So yes, Tracy, that's also another idea that you can do as well. Alrighty. So this is looking and smelling amazing. Oh my goodness. So in the meantime, in between times, let's look at this salmon. Yes, big shout out to Valdosta. Yes. Oh, and by the way, I'll be in Valdosta tomorrow. Super excited about that. So this salmon is absolutely gorgeous. So what I do is I put some Mrs. Dash on it. I put it on both sides. I'm going to put this down so you guys can see it a little bit more. So I put it on, get that out of your way, both sides. And I flip it on the other side and I put it on both sides. That's what I do. And I also, back to my favorite thing, guys, garlic. I put some garlic on it as well. Now, if you're someone that do not like garlic, you do not have to put that on here. But again, I love it. It's a good substitute for me for other things I can put on it as well. All right, so we're gonna let this sit right here. We're gonna check on our butternut squash so you guys can see inside of our oven here. It is looking beautiful. Oh my goodness, guys, it is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And I wanted to just kind of move it around because there were some pieces that were getting more brown than others. And remember, I told you that you want to make sure it's evenly distributed so that you don't have pieces that are burnt. So, washing hands again. All righty. So, we have our garlic and we have our mushrooms. So what I do now is instead of, some people will add more oil to it, I then add a little bit of water to it. Add the water to it and let it cook a little bit more on it. Again, I am a fan of olive oil when needed, but you can put that on to, put some water into that and let it simmer a little bit more so that you don't have to put any extra oil in there. So back to our salmon. So I have my garlic on there. Looks absolutely amazing. I do put a lot of garlic on it because, again, I really like that. I also am a fan of dill. So I don't know if you guys ever use dill. This is organic dill. Again, I got it from Publix. It was about $2.50 or something like that. So I take the entire piece and I tear off the ends though. So I do tear the ends off a little bit, but I take these entire pieces and then I put it right here on top of my salmon. Now, do you guys like dill? Anybody like eat dill or anything like that? I love it. I also love dill pickles. I love dill pickle chips. I love anything dill, so I definitely love it there. I swear you could like I do. Tracy says, Tracy, that's why we're partners. That's why we decided to build this whole brand together, girl. So what I also like to do is put some lemon. Now, I went to the store today, back to Aldi's again, and I bought me some lemon. Now, you can use lemon juice if you like. I do have lemon juice, but I prefer to use an actual real lemon. So I'm just going to cut the ends of my lemon here, and I just, oh, guys, this is super fresh. Oh, my goodness. Wow, this lemon is awesome. And I just put it, I put a little bit of juice on it, as such. And then I just put that baby right on the top, just like that. And I'm actually going to bake it just like this. So I have another one of my handy dandy fancy pans that we got for housewarming. And I am just going to put it on here. Even though the pan is non-stick, I still spray it. I don't like my food to stick. So I then put it right there. And it looks like such. Awesome. And then I put it in the oven with my butternut squash. So, and I'm gonna have to move it a little bit in there. All right, and check on that again, making sure it's great. Perfect. Let's re-put the timer on. And we're gonna start. So now we have our beautiful kale. And now I'm going to add my kale to my pan. And what I use, and let me get this here. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what I use. So I simmer this kale and I put a lid on top. I said it's nonstick or stuff. Yeah, it always says it's nonstick, but the stuff sticks though. It's like, but it's still sticking though, you know? So you're right. I don't like that. No. So I am not going to cover this, the kale, and then I'm going to turn it down to let it simmer. But so I am old school and I'm from the South. Again, I'm from Valdosta. So I have this handy dandy top. And what happens is I can screw it off as such. So I screw this top off here like this, remove it, and then it gives me this little hole here, so it helps with simmering it. And then I put that on top of it, and then I let it simmer. And I usually cook my kale, oh my gosh, no more than 7 to 10 minutes as well. Again, it depends on how much you want it cooked. I like mine to look very green, very flavorful. I like to still keep that taste in it, so I'm going to put that right there on top. I'm going to just stir it around a little bit, like such, just to kind of even it out so that it's not just cooking all of the mushrooms and the garlic at the bottom, but it's cooking evenly throughout. So we're just going to mix that up just a little bit like such. There we go. Gorgeous. Now, if you want to put some seasoning on the top, which I do sometimes add some seasoning to the top, you can already see it's beautiful and green already. It's just so gorgeous. And I know Yvette is the type of person, she doesn't like to overcook the stuff. And when you do that, it takes out all the flavor, all the nutrients and things like that. So that's another reason why I do that. Now, if you want to have some flavor with it, I do recommend, again, the Mrs. Dash. Just add a little bit of that to the top. Some people will add some salt, but again, we're trying to stay away from that. And then you can add a little bit of the peppercorn as well. Perfect, perfect. And now our lid goes on, goes down a little bit. And so I'm going to now do a little bit of cleaning up now. Now, I used to work in the service industry, so I'm all about pre-bussing and things like that. So if anybody's worked in a restaurant, you know what I mean when I say pre-bus. So I'm going to get this stuff and clean it all up. I'm just going to put some stuff away, put some things away later. I just want to get this stuff out. Put some stuff back in the refrigerator. All right. So now we're going to have a little bit of candy conversation while our food is cooking. So what do we got here? What flavor of Mrs. Dash? Great question. So this is just the original blend. And Trina said nothing fancy, just the original blend. The original blend. If you want to try a different flavor, the main thing that I just ask you to look for is the sodium. That's the main thing that you want to look for. So it could be any sort of flavor that you like. Again, just make sure that the sodium intake is not too high because it kind of defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do, which is to eat healthy. So now, us girlfriends, we're back. We're absolutely back here. So now let's continue to talk about what we do now. Katrina, I didn't hear from you. So what is it that you do whenever you go to your family's house for the holidays and you're trying to stay healthy? So for Easter, what did you do? Did you bring your own food? Did you eat small portions? Katrina, what did you do to make sure that you were staying fit, staying healthy? I know you have your own goals you're trying to hit as well. So what'd you do? And while we're waiting on Katrina to do that, I want to pose another question to you guys. So Yvette and I have a lot of candid conversations and about trying to get our partner to eat healthy. So what do you guys do whenever you're trying to eat healthy, you're trying to get your sexy back, you're trying to, do the damn thing, but your boo is not on board. He's not eating right. He's not exercising. What do you guys do? Like, how do you make two different meals? How do you manage that? Because it could be very expensive. How do you manage that? And while we're waiting on people to respond, Latrina says she was the cook. Oh, well, that definitely helped. Latrina, what did you make? Did you make your healthy dishes? I know that we talk a little bit via email. So what did you make? Did you make a special turkey with no salt in? Did you make greens with no ham hock? What did you make? She said she threw down. She threw down. Okay, so you made the traditional food. You made your collard greens and your neck bones and your cornbread macaroni, but you had a little. So you kind of did what I did. Like I said, I did enjoy it. I had some really, really good food. But I did have a salad and I had some shrimp that didn't have anything on it. But I'm with you. I did that as well. But I also, she said, all bad stuff. Me too. Me too. Mine is the salad and all the stuff I had was bad too. But what I did do is I had a really good cardio workout before I had the food because I knew that I was going to put on a number of calories. But what I can say is that because I ate, I wouldn't say a lot of calories, but since I did eat more calories than usual, and I had a lot of carbs, when I went back to the gym today, and we have something called Fight Camp, so it's basically boot camp style, and you have 5 to 6 different stations, very, very high cardio intensive. I was able to run through that. I mean, the girl in class was like, we're going to call you killer because you get through those workouts. So it definitely helped me in that regard because I was able to really, really get through the workout today. Now, did any of you guys go to the gym today? How did you make up for that, for what you ate? Like I said, I went to the gym this morning, focused on cardio. Did anybody else go to the gym to kind of make up for some of that bad eating? I know Tracy and Latrina, Yvette, I know a lot of you guys do a lot of working out. I know you guys are trying to stay sexy and keep sexy. What did you guys do? And so let's talk about that partner. What do you do to keep them healthy? I know, I think every single one of the ladies in here is married, if I'm not mistaken, or has a partner. Are you guys eating the same? Like I said, my fiance and I don't. He doesn't eat what I eat. He tried my chicken once. That was pretty cool. So like Natrina, what do you do? How do you get the significant other to stay fit with you? Or is it kind of like, hey baby, you do your thing, I'm here to support you. I know for me, my fiance does say, hey, kind of do your thing, and he's been a champion for this eating healthy lifestyle. He's been a champion for me getting in the gym and looking fit and looking healthy. I know for me, I'm taking this to a whole nother level. We got a text. Oh, it's my mom. Hi, Mom. We need to get my mom on the chat here. I'm going home, and I'm going to be looking to get her in shape and getting her back to where she needs to go. My hubby loves pizza, so I'll make cauliflower cheese crust. Ooh, okay, Tracy. So cauliflower cheese crust pizza. Anybody want to know how to make that? Because that sounds really, really, really good. Now, my fiance loves him some pizza too. So, sounds like our food is ready. Now, Tracy, you're not off the hook. I definitely want to talk about that. He supports me, but he's doing his own thing. Tracy, I'm coming back for you. So let's see where we are now. So let's turn this thing off, because if you don't, it will literally beep all night. So let's look at what our kales. Oh, guys, this looks. Do you see the steam? Oh, it looks amazing. All righty. So let's look at that. Oh, wow, that looks incredible. So we can turn that off because we're done with this. Perfect. Now let's check in the oven. Oh, wow. Perfect. Just going to put that on our eye right here. And one more dish. Let's turn that off and let's get our salmon. Oh, wow. That salmon looks beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'm going to grab a plate. Now, I told you guys we were a very frugal couple. Now, we only have 2 fancy little plates, okay? So these are our fancy plates. We have 2 of them, and I'm using them especially for you guys because typically we use paper plates, but you guys are a beautiful audience, so we want to make sure we bring out the fancy stuff for you all. So here we go. Let's put some of the stuff here on this plate. All right, so let's plate this little beauty right here. Got some of our squash. Let's get some of that. Now the portion that I'm showing you guys is not typically the portion that I would typically eat. Of course, I'm doing this just for presentation purposes. Get a little bit more of that squash in there so you guys can see that. Perfect. All righty. So this is what our plate turns out to look like. So I kept my dill on the top here, and then we have our kale here, and we have our squash there. So this is what your plate will look like. And again, I am meal prepping, so I can show you guys what I actually use. So I actually use these fancy little containers. So this is what my food really goes in when I pack. And so I said I'm going out of town to Valdosta, so I actually will be putting this food in there. I have a cooling bag that I got from my fiance, and I use that as well. That's exact. Thank you, Natrina. I use this for my food. It keeps a lot of my portions smaller so that I can know that I'm eating the right. Guys, this deal, it smells incredible. I'm sorry. The deal is just, it just smells really, really good. So I want to go back to this cauliflower cheese crust pizza. So I think that Tracy should give me the recipe for that. And then I'm going to try to make it because I've never, ever made that. My sister's a big component on making things with cauliflower rice, and things like that. I have yet to make it. So I want to try it. So Tracy, please send me the recipe, and then I will make it, and I will show it for everyone. Now, I want to make one announcement before we log off. So Pretty and Strong, as you know, we are all about women empowerment. We're all about showcasing beautiful women. Tracy and I are joining forces, if you guys have not heard yet. And we're also having a 60-day health challenge. So we have a lot of information to give you. We're going to officially make the announcement tomorrow. Tracy and I are going to make that. But the 60-day challenge is incredible. So you guys get meal prep like this. So you'll get live cooking demonstrations from me sometimes, probably once a week. But you'll also get 60 days of meal plan. Right now, if you sign up, and we'll send the information in the chat, but if you sign up for the 7-day trial, you get 2 meals. The meals are already there, and it also has a bonus dessert, so you can make sure that you take care of that sweet tooth as well. Tracy will take care of all your workouts. So if you're someone who maybe you can't get to the gym, you don't have a gym home, or whatever it is, Tracy's able to give you some fantastic workouts that you can do at your house as well as the gym. And the winner of this has a chance to be our brand ambassador, to rock some of this apparel, to come out with us. We're so excited about sharing this information with you. We really want to make sure that women are living healthy lifestyles. You don't have to be competing for a fitness competition. That's something that I want to do. You don't have to want to be Miss America. You don't want to have to, look good in your swimsuit. You can just want to be healthy. You just want to make sure that you're living longer for your children or your grandchildren. So we're going to have the information tomorrow night about the 60-day challenge. We want to see women. Make sure they sign up for this. So until next time, I will be doing these cooking demonstrations twice a month. The next one is going to be in 2 weeks, and I'm going to try this cauliflower pizza crust concoction that Tracy is going to share with me. Until next time, stay pretty, stay strong, and good night from You Media Takeout. Bye.